All right, hey guys, welcome back. Want to make a video for my Hocd peeps out there. It's a question I get all the time, and you've probably kind of gotten yourself stuck with this same issue about your particular theme here of OCD, and that is, what happened to my libido? Where did my sex drive go? I don't feel horny anymore. Before this all happened, I was a horny little dude or a horny chick. And now I just have no sex drive, and just the concern of not having a sex drive then ends up fueling more of the Hocd symptoms. The fact that I don't want to have sex with people of the opposite sex is now more evidence that this isn't just OCD, that there's something real going on here. And so it's just another perpetual cycle of OCD. And so people often ask, how can I get my libido back? And when will I get my libido back? And so, look, the annoying answer about this is it's just another question that comes under your main theme of Hocd here. And because of that, we treat it the same way. Stop looking for a certainty on this. Stop demanding that you get your libido back. Libido just doesn't work that way. You can't force it. And it took me a long time to realize that, because having like a natural, normal, healthy sex drive is something that most human beings enjoy having. And so I lost that, and there were periods where it just was like non-existent. But the more I tried to force it or look for it or hope that it came back, the worse it got. And so really, the answer to this question is to just stop looking for it. Let your brain and your body do what it's going to do naturally without trying to interfere, and this is the truth. Sex drive, just like every other feeling and emotion, it comes and it goes. No one's horny all the time. Thank God. I could actually look back on that time and consider myself fortunate, because I probably had an overly stimulated sex drive before that, and who wants to deal with that all day? And so what I find now is that I'm very good at not demanding that my sex drive be any different than it is in any moment. And what happens is I find that I have a very natural, normal, healthy libido again. And there will be days where it feels like I don't have any libido at all. And that used to set off a series of me trying to ritualize and figure it out and prove one way or the other that I was or wasn't gay or whatever. And now, like, take right now, I feel like I have no libido at all. It just isn't there. That's normal. You just go through periods of that. Perhaps I could get myself worked up pretty quickly. Still a young, virile guy, so I think that I could, but I find it more enjoyable now to not try to control any of these thoughts or feelings or emotions. And so right now I don't feel anything. Tomorrow I might be all horned up, and great. I'll let what happens happen without trying to get in the way of it. And so for you Hocd people who perhaps are getting triggered by the reality that you're not having the sex drive that you used to, and now you're using that as that is becoming an obsession in and of itself, and as a result you are then going back to your attempt to get certainty about your sexual orientation, because when you do a little ritual, you do feel like your sex drive comes back, probably temporarily, right? Because you know how rituals work. When you do them, they do shoot, they shoot a bunch of dopamine into your brain, and you feel calmed down and you feel back to yourself. You also know, though, that every time you do that, you are practicing not accepting uncertainty, and you are resending this signal to your brain that you can't deal with this. And so that gets stronger and stronger. Your OCD tends to get worse and worse. And so instead, like I always say, use these opportunities as exposures instead, right? I mean, almost anything that pops up in the course of treatment for HOCD, it can be used either as an exposure or a ritual. So something like this happens naturally. You feel like you have no sex drive and it's making you anxious. And as a result, you now have two choices. You can lean into that anxiety. You can lean into the reality that your sex drive just isn't where it used to be. And this might be some sort of confirmatory proof that you actually are having a sexual orientation crisis, and that you're going to accept that uncertainty and accept that you might never figure it out, and it might not even be OCD, and allow yourself to feel uncomfortable and allow yourself to feel like you have no sex drive. That would be a smart move for treatment. A bad move for treatment, and this is where, like I said, you have a choice. You can either push yourself in the direction of doing an exposure, which is good, or you push yourself, which doesn't take much pushing for OCD people. This is their natural inclination, is to do a ritual. So, somebody recognizes that, okay, wow, I haven't been horny in 3 days. And that sets off the alarm. Their OCD spikes, and they feel like they need to do something about it to make sure. I need to make sure that I do still have a sex drive, and that the reason I'm not having a low libido right now is not because I'm actually, coming to grips with the fact that I'm gay. And so then they'll go do some ritual. Okay, so low libido can just be another prompt for your OCD to flare up, just like watching a movie about a person who comes out later in life might be a prompt. All of these things can be prompts, and you get good at treatment. You look for these opportunities in your life. Look for the opportunities that make you more uncomfortable, that increase your doubt, that increase your anxiety, and then go, okay, boom, if I'm doing treatment, I'm going to lean into that, and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to leave it unanswered, and that's it. So, I mean, look, I managed to always do this. I turn what could be a 30-second video into a 10-minute video. But just get out of its way. If the recognition that you don't have the sex drive that you wish you had right now does create a spike and an HOCD spike, then lean into it, look at it as an exposure. And if you're unwilling to do that, then at the very least, just don't do a ritual to try to undo it. Just say to yourself, okay, look, right now I'm not horny. Okay, great. Gives a crap, I'm not horny. Go do 1,000 other things, and maybe tomorrow you will be. Maybe you won't be. Who knows? Just get out of the way and let it come naturally, the same way you do with the question of sexual orientation in the first place. Get out of the way. The more information you try to figure out up here, honestly, the less you know. So it is. Let this stuff, let the resolution of these problems just happen naturally in real time. It's It's all up here, the spinning, the figuring out, the analyzing, the pushing away, that's getting you in trouble, that's keeping your OCD alive. All right, that's it. That's the end of the video. 10 minutes. That wasn't too painful. As always, I appreciate everybody in this little community that's coming together. I posted a video that we shot last week of me and Harold Kirby, who was my first and longest OCD therapist. And I think you'll be able to tell in that video that Harold just like is so full of knowledge on so many fronts. So he's really got an expertise in a million areas. And so check that video out. I mean, we get deeper into mindfulness, how to use that as an aid in your ERP treatment, and just a whole bunch of other psychological ideas to help you get better. If you are interested in working one-on-one, learning how to apply mindfulness, learning ERP, learning how to get out of your way, learning what the expectations of treatment are and how to stick with them, feel free to hit me up at ocdmindful@gmail.com. If you have general questions, feel free to write them right here on YouTube. If you notice that they didn't go up, I said this on my last video, I don't know why this channel gets like very censored. Probably 50% of the comments I can see, I get a little notification that a comment was made, and then I go to find it and it's not there. So I'm not deleting these comments unless they are intentionally triggering or providing reassurance. So feel free to leave a comment and hopefully create a discussion. I'm loving seeing people that watch my channel have like great answers to other people that maybe just discovered it. So keep that up, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.